everybody. I am so excited to be here. Today is Tuesday. And you know what happens on Tuesday? Listen, we're coming to you, Talk to Me Tuesday, where we're sharing helpful networking tips to help grow your business. Today, I am so excited because I have an amazing guest with me today. I mean, listen, right now, I want to make sure that you take a look at his name and make sure that you connect with him on all social media. I mean, you're going to be in search for an amazing treat. But listen, I'm not going to spoil it all because I want him to be able to tell you who he is, what he does, and how magnificent, enthusiastic he is. I'm so super excited for him. But listen, one thing that you know that we do here at Talk to Me Tuesday is we do three things. We like, share, comment. Oh, we do four things. We like, share, and comment. But the last and most important thing I want you to do is grab your notebook, pen, and paper, because remember, listen, he's going to be giving some amazing tips and strategies. We can always use good tips and tools and strategies to help grow our business. See, one thing that we can most for sure know that we're not doing this thing by ourselves. We have amazing people like my special guest that's going to be here today is going to be able to give you some tips and strategies to help grow your business. So listen, I know you're tired of me talking. And you know what? I got to give it over to the mic. I got to hand the mic over to my amazing guest. So Dr. Jonas, yes, please listen, introduce yourself to my audience, tell them a little bit about you, and then we're just going to jump right on into that good conversation. Does that sound okay with you?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
There are three kinds of people. Okay. There are three kinds of people. Those that make things happen, those that watch them, and who wondered what happened. I am a person that makes positive things happen, and I know that you are too. First of all, I want to acknowledge Dr. Price and the type the magazine that I have so much respect for. Tap In magazine had the privilege to be featured in at least 3 times, and she does a fantastic job. So I'm honored to be a part of this tremendous Tuesday for this hour of power to share some positive, powerful, and purposeful message. One of the things that, let me tell you just a little bit about me. I'm the president of Partners for Purposeful Living LLC, and the 4 pillars of our business is: number 1 is education, number 2 is inspiration, number 3 is transformation, and number 4 is motivation, in that order. First of all, education. That comes from the Latin word to lead and to draw out the greatness that are laying dormant in each one. I know you have a dream, you have a goal. So you have a book, you have a business. So we encourage you to, this is your time and this is your turn to take charge and take control of your life. So education is very, very important, because we're being bombarded with information, but we are starving for knowledge. The second point, the pillar, is inspiration. And if there ever been a time that people need to be lifted up and an encouragement to go for you were born with a gift in you. And if you develop that gift will take you in front of important person. You're pregnant with possibility. Don't abort your dream, birth your, I think I said something. I think that don't abort. And so this is what this all about. This is what this is, and I'm so privileged to be on this program. We are solution oriented. We want to encourage you, as I said earlier, to live your dream and to live your goals and to live your aspiration. Now, the third pillar, bonus from Jonas. Move away from change. To transformation, from fly until it's transformed into a butterfly. So this is the time. This is the time to have that metamorphosis And one of the books that I love said, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by renewing of your mind." A checkup from the neck up. You know what I've learned though? In order for the butterfly to fly, the caterpillar must die. Oh, I think I said something. I think that's a bonus from Jonas. I said, in order for the caterpillar to fly, the butterfly has to die. I mean, that metamorphosis, or I mean, say back up. I'm getting so excited. See, when that caterpillar dies, then the butterfly flies. That's why one of the books said, "Mount up with wings like an eagle." So you got to be educated. You got to get the education. That's what this program is all about. That's what we represent. We represent solution, the tips. But what I'm going to share with you in a few moments too is that I'm writing a brand new book now on communication, mastering your message. And so it's based upon 3 principles. Number 1, you have to get to know yourself, to be able to work harder on yourself than you work. There's no enemy within. The enemy without can do you no harm. And so you're developing. You know what I found out? A lot of people are doing a lot of external on themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't develop your dreams, your goals, and your aspiration from the outside in. It has to come from the inside out. And so know yourself. And then the second point in the book that I'm writing is to know your subject. Don't be a wandering generality. Be a specific. I specialize in communication. And that will help you in your business. That will help you in your relationship. That'll help you get a promotion. That'll help you get a raise. That'll help you get funding for whatever your passion is. And you're able to communicate more effectively. Communication is the new currency. I think I said something.
Oh, listen, wait a minute. That was a bonus from Jonas. Yes.
Yes, bonus from Jonas. Absolutely. So you work on your communication. In fact, communication is number 1 as it regards to relationship that cause so much conflict because people don't learn how to communicate more effectively. And we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means that we should listen twice as much as we talk. And sometimes being a speaker, a lot of time, here's another bonus tip for you. Some people come to me and say, "Well, Dr. Gadson, I have the gift of gab." And so they think that they have no subject, they have no attention getter, they have no concept ever, and they say they got the gift of gab. I said, well, first of all, the speaking in the industry is 40%. Listen, this is a tip. Is 40% talking and 60% listening. So you have to listen carefully. And some of us, we don't listen. We wait until the person take an inhale for breath, and we take over the conversation. So again, know yourself. Know your specific subject. Someone said, "Well, I'm a jack of many trades and master of none." That is not a proper quote. The proper quote, "You be a master of many trades, but master of one." A book I read said, "This one thing I do." Don't try to do all of these things. But in my book, I'm talking about a trunk of a tree. That trunk in a tree is fed by the roots. You get the nutrient, the vitamins, and the nourishment. And that trunks grow up into a tree. I'm trying to show you how the importance of using one thing. And so once that tree grows up, it has branches. So I start off with being a master communication. But now I'm doing master class. I'm writing books. I'm doing MCs, all of that. But I'm mastering that. Do that one thing first. And let me tell you something, bonus from Jonas. I'm going to repeat this because it's going to help a lot of us. I'm going to repeat this. All masters was once a disaster. Oh, I think I said something. That's another bonus from Jonas. I said all masters was one disaster. And so it takes a lot of time. How I got where I'm at, right? I grew up in South Carolina. I grew up so deep in South Carolina till it almost the end of the world. But it doesn't matter where you was born. It doesn't matter where you are right now. What does matter where you're going. And when I was 17 years old, I graduated from Buford High School. I went up to Rochester, New York. And the thing was, if I can get a job, my sister was living there in Job Corps. If I could get a job, I would stay. If I didn't get a job, I would go back to South Carolina and get a trade. Well, I got a job at Xerox. I got a Xerox and got into training and they hired me. But then used to laugh at me because I had a heavy accent. I spoke 3 languages. One was Southern. The second one was Gullah. And on the day I'm trying my best to speak English. Are you listening to me? So they were laughing at me at Xerox. Then later on, when I went to school, I had a tutor because I used to drop my ing and my st and all that. So I got a special guy in language. And then I took Toastmaster. Then I went to Dale Carnegie. They had a lot of books. I turned my car into the university on wheel. And now I'm speaking from people from around the world. Before I left Kodak, I trained over 8,000 employees from 69 different countries and got the Trainer of the Year award. So it doesn't matter where you are. What does matter is what you're doing with where you are. And so not only you have to know yourself, but you also have to know your specific subject. And then the third thing, you got to know your specific audience. Know the demographic. And there's a change in communication. You got to know your homework. I have a sheet that every place I speak and across the world, I says assessment sheet so I can know everything about the educational background, the demographic, the psychographic, and everything to find out about what are their theme is, what are their hurts, what are their habits, and what are their habits and hang-ups. So I come with the healing power. I got to slow down. I'm so fired up. Now, there's no need to call the fire department. But no need to call the fire department. But the fire department come with their water hose and come with their fire extinguisher. Hey, listen, they didn't like this fire and they can't out it. I'm fired up, ready to go, ready to glow, and ready to grow. This is your time, and this is not the accident. This is your time. You're on the right Tuesday. Come on, somebody. This is your time. And so that's what the premise of communication, which is so incredible. And let me give you one that if you didn't get nothing else, one of the things you must master if you're going to live your dreams and goals, your aspirations, yes, communicational skill. But the number one thing under communication is clarity. Clarity. Know what your purpose is. See, you can't tell me when people ask you, what do you speak on? Anything. Nobody wants a speaker that speaks for everything, on anything. They want you to be specialized. But now back to that tree that I used. There's a branch on there. But when you master that one thing, you get an opportunity to be called in to other areas. Let me tell you something. This is a metaphor. Be like a good stamp. When you put a stamp on the envelope, be like a good stamp. The stamp stick to the envelope until delivery. That's a bonus.
That was a bonus. That's a bonus.
Because you stick to nothing.
Woo! That's a bonus.
Half a day you put them stick to one. Oh, I'm fired up now. Loose the man and let him go. Woman, this is your time. This is your turn. Yeah, we are talking to you on LinkedIn. We're talking to you on Facebook. Get your face in the book. Because I'm sure privileged here. And now, let me tell you else something about speaking. 3 points you learn. Number one, stand up to be seen. Speak up. Appreciate. I mean by that, on audience grad twice. Glad to see you get up and glad to see you sit down. Bonus from Jonas. If you cheat yourself in your preparation, it will show up in your presentation. Oh, that's a bonus from Jonas. I said, if you cheat yourself in your preparation, it will show up in your presentation. And always, here's another bonus, always make your word short and sweet, because you'll never know which one you'll have to eat. Yeah. Make it short and sweet. And here's another bonus. When your value is clear, your decision is easy. And when you have your value, when your value is clear, your decision is easy. And so I just want to encourage you to work on your communication skills. Now, let me say something else during the pandemic. Another huge tip I'll share with you. During the pandemic, what I have learned over the last 50 years, I've invested over $2 million in developing me, internal. But what I have learned, and there's a major, some of you know it, but now I'm going to remind you. What I've learned, if you're the smartest person in the group that you're in, you need to find a new group. If you're the smartest person. So when the pandemic hit, I was training people from all over the world, being a corporate guy. And going that audience was, I can mesmerize, I can get my energy from the audience. Well, the pandemic hit. We couldn't speak in person. And so I didn't know anything about technology. If it didn't say on and off, that's it. I didn't know nothing about it. But listen, here's what I've learned. Just because you use technology doesn't mean that you have to lose the human touch. Just because you use tech, you don't have to use the human touch. And so I got with some smart people. I met some groups of people that I didn't know, and they didn't know me. And I joined their group. And I know Dr. Price knows Dr. Wood. And that was the first group that I got with. And then we wrote 6 books, all Amazon bestsellers from 300 different authors. Most of them were women, but there were all kinds of women. And I grew to a point that I was a keynote speaker in every event, only man on the ticket. Are you listening? But if you develop yourself, the scripture says it'll take you in front of a king. But some of you, the reason why you're not growing, you're in the same group, and things have changed. And by the way, let me go on record. Let me slow down here, because some people like me, they love speaking in audience live. And I know some people say, I don't want to do Zoom. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to do Zoom, if you're making so much money and helping other people and you don't need Zoom, then wonderful. But Zoom and the other technology are here to stay. And I can talk to people. Since that time, the pandemic, I have spoken to people all over the world on my laptop. Wrote 6 best-selling books with 300 other authors on my laptop. Most of the other authors I've never met. We got the best-selling book, and we did the launch for our new book, and all of us was on Zoom. So just zoom right on in your dream. Come on. Zoom right in on your purpose. Come on. Use this instrument. This is the great equalizer. You can talk to people all over the world. You don't have to pay airfare. You don't have to pay a hotel. You don't have to rent a car. You don't have to sleep in those bad, tough beds. You don't have to eat all of that tough, rough food. Are you listening to me? There are benefits. Come on. So learn how to communicate. And by the way, get you a coach.
Oh, yeah.
But I work with a coach. There's a difference between a mentor and a coach. A mentor pretty much going to tell you what to do, but a coach are going to bring out the greatness that's laying dormant inside of you. Get you a coach if you're serious. Because this is your time and this is your turn. So I'm gonna just take a little break here and see what Dr. Price want me to expand. See if she has any question. We talk about education. We talk about inspiration. We talk about transformation. And the fourth principle is motivation. Get up and get going. And some people say, well, why I need some education. No, if you're going in the wrong direction, you don't need more education. You need to turn around. You don't need more motivation. You need to turn around and get you some education, get you some inspiration, get you some transformation. And now you're ready to get up and go. And that's what this Tuesday is about. It's to charge you. It's to charge you. This is your time. This is February. This is the time. This is your time. Come, have more faith. Bonus from Jonas. Sky is not the limit. Your belief is. I felt that one. Bonus from Jonas. I said, sky is not the limit. Your belief is. Do you believe in yourself? If you develop yourself, but you know the book says, if you develop yourself, if you develop the gift, your gift will take you in front of an important person. But listen, listen, I'm going to repeat this. My goodness. Watch this. Watch it. Don't let your ability take you to a place that your character can't stay. Ouch. That's a bonus from Jonas. I said, don't let your ability take you to a place that your character can't sustain you. Now, one of the books, let me just say this, then I'll turn over to her for a moment. One of the books that we just wrote is Yes You and Yes You and Yes Now. And this book was written for women that's in corporate America, that's in the C section, on the C-suite rather, and want to get a promotion. But it'll help anybody that's a woman or a man who are sincere and serious about living in business. Now, I wrote a chapter and I did the forwarding of this book. And the author who written it is Dr. Karen Putin. And my book, my chapter say yes to your success. But here's what I said, one of the things I said. There are a lot of people in corporate America. I spent 30 years to you. If you are not in the room and if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Let me repeat that. If you're not in the room, if you're not at the table, you are on the menu. So in my chapter, I teach women how to get in the room, how to get a seat at the table, and how to dictate what's on the menu. Come on, somebody. But you know what, I will say this in a loving way, because women are one of my largest audience. I will say this though, some of the things that prevent the women from going through the C-suite, they did a lot of stuff on the external, but they didn't work on themselves. Because they go there, you wonderfully made. 5 big billion. But when your mother and father got together, there were 500 million sperms were released at the time Dr. Price was released. She outswam 500 million sperms to get here. She was born a winner. You were born a winner. Someone said, Brother Gadson, I can't even swim. I know, but you swam once uphill because there's only one egg at the end of that long, dark tunnel, and you got here first. Give yourself a round of applause for being a winner and for being a swimmer. Come on, somebody.
Listen, that's a bonus there. If you ain't heard,
and
listen.
Somebody might be on here that look like me and look like Dr. Price. Let me just say something. There were people that look like you and I that died for you, for your dreams, your goals, and aspirations. When they were caught writing, their fingers were cut off. When they were caught talking, their tongues were mutilated. When they were caught learning how to see, their tongues were cut off. But what I'm saying to you, they paid the price. They paid a tremendous price so you can live your dreams. You can be, you can do, and you can have. But you're going to have to roll up your own sleeve and go to work. Your help that you're looking for is at the end of both of your sleeves. Come on. This is your time. It is your, I got so fired up. So I'm going to see if Dr. Price got any comments or want me to expand on anything else. Dr. Price.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Do y'all see why this is such a treat? Listen, my notebook, look, you think I'm looking down? My notebook is full of notes. It is full of notes. Listen, note takers are money makers, for one, for sure. And we got to make sure that we write down all this good juice. Oh my God. Listen, I love Dr. Jonas. Listen, and you are giving some bonus. When he says that is a bonus, write it down. I have to say that. When he says, listen, I'm giving you a bonus, write it down. Because that's a golden ticket, nugget, whatever you want to call it, that needs to be in your information. Listen, wait a minute. We got to go back because you said so much. Listen, he gave you 4 of the major things. And tell me if I didn't get it wrong, like you was talking fast, and I was trying to make sure I got it. Education, inspiration, transformation, and motivation.
Yes, in that order. Yes. Those are divine principles runs my company and life.
Okay, now I love the fact that, listen, and I hope I got this right too. He said, and I want you to kind of just capture on this because, you know me, I'm all things networking, but the main thing when it comes to doing what we're doing, you know, motivation, transformation, y'all got to listen. We have to listen. And he said that 40% of it is listening. Did I get that right? And 6% is talking. Did I get that right?
Yes, it's the other way. The other way. It is 60% listening and 40% talking.
Okay, let's stay right there real quick because okay, a lot of times what happens, even when we're on this journey, we're talking so much that we're really not listening to the key things that can really take us to the next level. Dr. Jonas, please I need you to kind of just emphasize on that part for me real quick, because even in networking, you know, a lot of people, you know, get frustrated, don't want to go networking, don't understand networking because they don't really have one of these principles. One is education. We're talking about communication. And that is a huge factor when you go into any room. I got to say it too, one more time, and make sure I get it right. When you said, listen, if you're not in the room, then you're not at the table, which you're just on the menu. I probably got that wrong, but I want you to combine both of those two together for me, for my audience. We got people here on all these different platforms. And one of the questions was, we got to kind of clarify that, but I want you to relate that back into communication. Because see, that's huge when we're talking about putting ourselves out there, branding ourselves. Clarity, you said something too. We got to have clarity. We cannot be about selling all these different programs. Listen, Dr. You got me excited. Listen, when it comes into the room, no, you listen, I got some more too. But I think clarity, listen, communication, education, communication, clarity, and having yourself at the table is so important because see, these are the things that we talk about that we can't get to. But Dr. Jonas, with the bonus, gave you some good tips. Listen, you got to understand the sequence and how that follows in order to be able to have those courageous conversations and be able to even be in the conversation when it comes to doing this. So I want you to explain and hype just a little bit more on that point, and then I got another point for us too. But talk about that real quick for us.
Yes, I mentioned earlier. I've been in corporate America for 30 years with 2 Fortune 500 companies, and I've been in rooms that because of the pigment of my skin, I was invisible. I made comments, and someone else said it after me, and they ran with it. So then what I've learned to do is to be able to communicate more concisely, to be able to get in and to get out, which is very, very critical. The other thing is what I said is that many of us, we're in the room. We're not at the table, so we have no input on what's on the menu. So first of all, we have to get in the room. And the way you get in the room is develop yourself. It's not external, but it's internal. There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without will do you no harm. And then you can be in the room. Then you can also be at the table, and you can determine what's on the menu. Now, let me say something else. This is a little bit more bolder because some of us are entrepreneur. Some of the times the answer is create your own table. Sometimes we spend too much time trying to fight to get to somebody else's table that the table was never built for us in the first place. Okay, come on. And we mad with them at their table because we don't have enough faith in our ability and faith in ourselves and faith in our creator to create our own table. And we need to let people know that we do have another option. I think to some degree we were created to be deployed. Deployed means that to be an entrepreneur, own your own business. The book I read said be dominant control. So that's very, very critical. The other thing when you're dealing with networking, first of all, you got to improve your people skill. Not only you got to know how to communicate, but you got to have attitude of gratitude. Now, let me just say something Now, this is rich. I spent a lot of money to learn all of this. Now, you hear a lot of people mistakenly say attitude, leadership, speaking, and things like that are soft skill. I beg to differ with you. Those are not soft skills. Those are super skills. And if you don't develop those areas, you ain't going anywhere. Now, bonus on Jonas, because teamwork make the dream work. One study indicate, watch this now, one study indicate that 85% of the people that are losing jobs, they got fired because they innovated with people. You can make it by yourself. I know you heard some people say, and I was guilty at one point in my life, I'm sure, that you're self-made. Hey. Nobody is self-made. All of us had some help. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but ask for help because you want to remain strong. Even the Long Ranger had Tonto. Batman had Robin. Tarzan had Jean. we are one another keeper. We're not along with people. And when you're networking, just listen to people to find out what they're all about. So you can build. Listen, you can't build a relationship until you build rapport. Rapport come before relationship. Oh, I think I said something. I said work on rapport. Listen to people because most people are not being heard. One study just recently came out that indicated right now in America, we Americans are starving to belong. Come on, somebody. We
Yeah.
get faked out. Well, I got this many people following me on Facebook. But where are you going? They follow me on this. But where you going? You don't even know where you're going. Use mind does absolutely nothing. Now, I'm here today to shut you up. The gift that's in you. So work on that. Work on that. By the way, let me tell you where that came from. That's a concept that came from the military. In the military, all the soldiers that was in the tank and fighting, that was called the military might. And everybody that was on the office, that was called soft skill. But when you're dealing with leadership, that's critical. When you're dealing with communication, that's critical. When you're dealing with people skills, that's people skill is critical. You will never see somebody that make it on the top of everything. And if they say they did it by themselves, they're liable to lie about other things. Ask for help, not because you're weak. And the only time, bonus from Jonas, the only time you should look down on another human being if you're looking down to give them a hand up. And to encourage you that you can be, do, and you can have more than ever before. You are pregnant with possibility. And this pregnant, I'm talking about both men and women. You're pregnant with possibility. Don't abort your dream, birth your dream. How long are you going to carry it? That's a bonus. How long your dream's supposed to, a woman is usually just pregnant for 9 months. Some of you are still pregnant. The gift is in you. And you're looking external for what was put in. You're going to come where you are right now. Your gift is going to be sent where you're supposed to be. That's why you want to continue to develop yourself. That's why I'm so glad you took the time on this Tuesday to have a message. And I'm giving you all of this so you can do something with it. Don't say, well, that's a good bonus. Now, when you repeat the bonus, now you remember who bonus it come from. Have some authenticity to yourself now. Yeah, don't talk about somebody said no. Jonas with the
I love it. I love it. Listen, no, you so right. Listen, we got to be giving credit where credit is due. Listen, you right. Some of us are still pregnant. You right. 9 months. Listen, it's time to deliver. It's time to go to the delivery room.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It is time to go to the delivery room.
Yes.
I so agree with you.
Yes.
Now, listen, I love it when you said the sky is not the limit. Come on, Dr. Jonas, give me some bonus on that. The sky is not the limit. You know what? I like that saying because that is not so true. Everybody be like, oh, you know, the sky's the limit, this and that and the other. Come on, Dr. Jonas.
Yes. Sky is not the limit. Your belief is. Your belief is. Do you believe in yourself? It's very hard for anybody to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And let me tell you something else. Some of you, and I mean this with a lot of love, some of you got some great products and great service and everything, and you're wondering why your business is not growing because you won't. You won't grow. Your business cannot grow any bigger than you are. And you can't grow on free stuff only.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw something. Talk about the free, please.
Yes.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus.
Some of us, we are nibblers. We're looking for everything free. We never had a full course meal since we became into business. We get a nibble here, there, nibble, here, little, everywhere, nibble. It's time for you to get a full course meal, and that don't come with free, and that come with fee. Well, come on, I think I said something. Come on, free is over. Fee. Drop the aura out of free and get fee. Because if you're not paying, develop anything to grow, you wouldn't get a coach, you wouldn't go to concerts, you wouldn't go to summit, you wouldn't do any investment, and that's the reason why your business isn't invest. Nobody going to invest $10,000 when you wouldn't even invest $10,000 in yourself, $20,000 in yourself. You're going to have to grow. See, if you're green, you will grow. Stay green and stay growing. You know, one thing I talk a lot about, smart goals, or everybody's smart goals. I love smart goals, but there's a big deficit in smart goals. And what the deficit is, when you reach all of those goals and you don't have any more goals, you allow it to make suicide.
Ooh.
So I go beyond the smart goal and I make growth my goal. Growth. If growth your goal, you can always better your best. Ooh, that's another bonus from Jonas. I say you can always better your best. You remember I said earlier, we are being bombarded with information, but we are starving for knowledge. Someone said, what's the difference between information and knowledge? Information. See, listen, you can go to Google and get a lot of information, but if that was going to change your life, you would have a better life. Google is not God. I said something. I think that's a bonus. I said Google is not God. But the book that I read said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. The knowledge, you need to learn about business. You need to learn. Here's what Warren Buffett said recently. They interviewed Warren Buffett, I think he's 90-something now, and asked him, what is the number one investment you should make in 2000 and beyond? The new century. They were looking for stocks and bonds. He said, number one thing you need to develop is your communicational skills. Number two was your personal development. Work hard on yourself. Then you work on you work on anybody else. Okay.
That's a bonus. You all listen. We got people from Nigeria. Look at all this audience we got. And listen, these bonuses, please write them down. Please write them down. He's giving you so much tools and tips. Listen, we have to take this. This is the good thing about Talk to Me Tuesday. Listen, we share some helpful tips, but listen, we know that we can't do this thing by ourselves. And we have amazing people like Dr. Jonas who can come in, listen, and help us. We all needed help. I love the fact when he said, listen, we're not all our masters are disasters. You got to talk about that, because here's where we go with a lot of times we get, we're excited, we have all these different things. We feel like something ain't going right. This ain't going right with our business. We never really, prepped ourselves. Because didn't you say, hey, when you cheat yourself in the preparation, it will show up, y'all. When we take these shortcuts, these things that we're doing, we're cheating ourselves. We're not going through the process. He just said communication and personal development is one of the key things. But listen, we cannot, like he said, the tree branch. Okay, listen, I'm going to go with that tree. We got to go with the roots of where we started and have those branches. Y'all, come on. Those branches can lead you to so many different things. But guess what? We cannot be a master of a whole bunch of things. Dr. Jonas gave you a good bonus. He said, when people ask you, what do you do? What do you do? You can't say that you do 10 different things and expect someone to be able to have clarity. Come on, y'all. Clarity in what you do. And then you wonder why, sometimes we're not getting the response that we're looking for people to invest and buy or support us in our business, because they can't really understand what we do.
That's right.
I mean, like he said, like Dr. Brown, he gave you a bonus. What do you do? How can I help you? I want to be here to help and support you, but I got to understand what you do. Come on, doctor. Come on.
Yes. And the reason why I'm glad you asked that question, because when I said all master was once a disaster, I'm saying don't start. All master was once a disaster. I was. This is 50 years or so, and invest in myself. Everything I'm telling you to do, I've done it and doing it. So that's very, very critical that we understand it. Now, the other thing I want to just say briefly too, someone said, well, Dr. Gadson, you sharing all of these things and you're giving people things that you spend thousands and thousands of dollars. What if they use it? Well, that's the reason why I'm giving it to you. I'm not coming from a place of scarcity. I'm coming from a place of abundancy. There's 8 billion people on the planet. I can't touch everybody, and you can't touch everybody. Some people are just too stingy. Yeah, just too stingy. So yeah, you use it. Make a better, and if I can help you in some other way. But now remember now, this I'm giving you is for free. If you want me to work with you, you have to call me. I'd be glad to work with you, but come with a fee. It come with a fee. Are you listening? You're gonna have to invest in yourself. Come on, this beautiful magazine that Dr. Price have, tap in. You need to tap in. I mean, very professional, first class. Nick, she didn't know this, but I've called it my official magazine. Come on. Are you listening to me? But you're gonna have to invest some money. The last thing she talked about, I was in December. But one of the things I read, one of the things I was working hard on my business and all that, and she wrote an article. I think she was talking on a show, and she talked about business. And let me tell you something. Marketing trump sales. Some of you are trying to work to be a better salesman, but you stink you smell when it comes down to marketing. Marketing is king. So every time I'm out there promoting. I'm up there to promoting what I do and what. Another thing I want you, everybody. First of all, you go network. This is a bonus from Jonas here. Do network. Understand that everybody you're going to meet has a knee sign on their forehead, and it's saying, "What's in it for me?" We got too many people and too many in sales. They're trying to tell them what's in it for them. They don't care about you. And some of you, let me just tell you this, because some people are listening and they're looking for a new job. Listen, nobody gonna hire you when you come with all these issues. I need to pay my rent. I'm gonna get foreclosure. My children don't need clothes and all that. They got enough headaches. Come with solution. That's what they're looking for. They hire a solution. And you talk about, can I have an advance in my pay? You haven't worked one day yet. And you want to know what time is lunch and vacation. Come on, somebody. So what's in it for me? It's on everybody's forehead. What's in it for me? So let them know what's in it for them. That you have the aspirin for their headache.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I think I said something. Because most people, bonus from Jonas. Most people don't have ulcers in America for what they're eating. They have ulcers because what's eating them. Unresolved issues. This is your time. This is already the third month. Are you going to march forth? March with your dreams. March with your goals. March with your aspiration. That's the reason why I'm on March. That's why she got me on March. We want to encourage you to march forth. Don't march back. March forth. March forth. There's a book in you. March forth. There's a restaurant in you. March forth. There's a business in you. March forth. There's a painting in you. March forth. There's a poem in you. March forth. Come on, somebody. There's a husband in you. March forth. There's a wife in you. March forth. Come on. There's an entrepreneur in you. There's a president in you. March forth. Build your own table and march forth.
Oh, I love it. Listen, come on. Listen, you might as well go pass that thing out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look, march forward. Come on. Listen.
March forward.
Let me tell you, do y'all see the passion? See, when you listen, when you can stand up and speak up, see that passion. It just comes on out in you. You know what I'm saying? People ain't thinking about, listen, Dr. Jonas ain't thinking about anything that everybody else is talking about. Why are you giving away this information? Guess what? Because I'm going to stand up, I'm going to speak up, and my passion going to come out. It's going to show up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to show up. And when I show up with my passion, people can feel my energy. That's why, ain't that why they call you Mr. Enthusiastic?
Yes.
They
Yes.
call you Mr. Enthusiastic.
That's right. That's right. We're going to bring it. We're going to bring it. And every time I get the privilege to speak, and it's a privilege to touch people's life. It's a privilege to be able to give people hope. Because I came from a family of 11. My mother had 11 children. My daddy died when I was young, about 4 years old. So my mother raised us. My mother in Motel 6, she kept the light on me. So when my mother took ill back in early 2000, I was still in corporate America. I closed the book, went back. And people said, "You left corporate America to go home and take care of your mother?" I said, my mother didn't put me in a young folks home, and I wasn't going to put her in the old folks home. I went back to South Carolina and took care of my mother until the day she died. Are you listening? Because she took care of us when we couldn't take care of ourselves. And that's another thing that I want to drop there. See, when you make it success, when you make it, don't have selective amnesia.
Oh,
remember that you're standing on the shoulders of our ancestor. You didn't do it by yourself. Come on. Don't have selective amnesia. Some people help you. Some people made sacrifices for you. Some in your life right now, you don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate
You
it.
have selective amnesia. You remember the things that you want to remember, but it's time now to remember to give people their flowers while they can smell it and while they can see it and while they can benefit from it. And help yourself. Because when you help somebody, you are helping yourself.
Ooh. See, listen. That's gonna be a whole nother look. That's gonna be a whole nother conversation, Dr. Jonas. We're gonna have to bring you back because see that right there. See, it's about giving, it's about serving. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And once we can realize and understand that. See, look, we ain't got to be out here doing all this extra stuff that we're doing because guess what? Listen. That's a whole nother topic.
Yes,
because
please bring me back. I'm just warmed up. We just cleared a runway. It's time to go. But here's what I would say: bonus from Jonas is that service is the rent that you pay for the space that you occupy on this planet, and some of you are behind on your rent.
Whoa.
I think I said something. Dr. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve.
Everybody can serve.
Yes, yeah. Maya Angelou said something. People don't remember what you said or don't remember what you did, but they're going to remember how you make them feel. Come on. You're going to have to be touched. People emotionally taught. The lesson designed to go directly to heart. I'm talking to you. Yep. You put. I forgot to tell you, but I guess you figured out. Fasten your seatbelt because you will have some turbulence. Come on, somebody. But yeah, let's make it happen. I would love to come back. I probably have a couple, at least 1,000 people on because I when somebody bring me on, I invite everybody, all of them, and to invite them to come because see that's the next thing is sometimes you want to be successful. But you think somebody's going to call you in and pack the house and pay you. No, listen. If you want your life to be better, wherever you're going to speak, promote it. Dr. Price is one of the greatest promotion I know. But I had the audacity and she said she's going to have me on. I said, why don't we make a flyer? And to me, so I can send it to everybody, locally, nationally, and internationally. So if you want to grow, get out of yourself and think of others.
And think
Come
about
on, somebody. And sometimes to get on some people's stage, you have to pay, but it's worth it. So people can know who you are and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, before we close out, you'll know how to get in contact with me. And if you don't, just contact Dr. Price, because I know you want to hear more. I do counseling and coaching one-on-one on communication. And I also I've got books that I'm writing. Got a new book coming out. Again, as I mentioned, Mastering Your Message. Got 6 other books. All 6 of them made Amazon bestseller. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to be tutored by me or coached by me. Maybe you want to get something, give you some advice on how you can do. You don't have to make all the mistakes. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started in order to be great. Ooh. Our motto is, since greatness is possible, it's not enough. So write down this number. If you want to talk to me more, you can call me privately. 585-703-9547. That's 585-703-9547. Or you can email me at jg@jonasbonus.com. That's jg@jonasbonus.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. There's a numerous ways that you can get in contact with me. Well, call me if you're serious. And if this lesson that bless you, call me up. Send me an email. Let me know how it bless you and how you're going to utilize it. But remember, look what you got for free. Could you imagine what you will get if you drop the aura and start paying fee? Because you know, bonus from young people pay attention for what they pay for. Come, somebody. Most free, they don't show up.
That's right. Wait a minute, Dr. Jonas. We got to talk.
There's a lot more people. Yes.
We got to talk about one more thing. I you know, it's on my note page. I got to get it out now. One thing you said. Listen, y'all just got to bear with us because I got to have him talk about this real quick. One thing you said is that you put yourself into different groups. Okay, I love it because the group that you in, guess what? It's just you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You are the man in that group. And you put yourself into the different group. See, you were trying for a specific audience that you were going to, and you didn't listen. You knew it was going to take you to get out of your comfort zone and be in another part of a group. But once you identified that group that you are now in, I mean, look how that has really expanded you, have made personal growth to you. But it's about getting into the groups. It's about listen, I can't stay in this group because it ain't benefiting me. It ain't doing me no justice.
That's right.
I got to be able to get inside something else to learn something. Right. What's I said? Once your cup is running over, have another cup so some more can go into that cup.
Yes.
So you got to do that when it comes to groups. Just talk a little bit, just please, before we leave, about the groups.
Yes, that's priceless. First of all, proximity is everything. Proximity is everything. I guarantee you, or whoever I'm talking to, I guarantee if you hang out with 5 broke people, you will be number 6. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Proximity. So if you want to grow, but let me tell you something. Dr. Price said something critical. The reason why I rose in that group of 300 and respect, I went in there adding value. I added value. I already was a DTM. I already was an author. I already been in corporate America. So I didn't go in there asking for anything. I went there add value. And I live a life of integrity. And I didn't try to take over the group. And I didn't try to lead folks out of the group to build my group. Are you listening? All of these are, I'm helping somebody. See, some of you, you're in the right group, but you're still in this wrong place. You know why? You talk too much. You're too busy trying to tell people what you know, okay, instead of listening. Most of the times, and most of the times I've been in that group for 2 years consecutively. Most of the times I didn't make one comment. I didn't make any comment because I was there to learn. I was there as a student. Are you listening? So get in the right group and take notes and listen, because you will pay attention to what you pay for. Okay, don't take over the group. Don't try to have a group outside the group. If you can build so many people, build your own group. I'm talking to someone, because there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut to listen. Let me tell you something as I close. A lot of people are saying this statement. Let me help you on this. Someone said, fake it until you make it. Well, if you make it, you're still a fake. Come on. If you make it the right way, you never have to fake it. We got all these catchy phrases. You do you, and I'll do me. You live your truth, and I live my truth. That's the reason why everything is about you. Let me tell you something else I tell everybody that I talk to. If you're your own teacher, you're in critical condition. If nobody else is teaching you, you are armed and considered extremely dangerous. You're not that smart. Come on, somebody. And so that's what I would close out on. Get you some good, invest in you, find out, are you worth it? Someone said, well, brother, Dr. Gadson, is it going to require some work? No, don't focus on the word work. Because if you focus on the word work, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing. Here's what you need to focus on. Focus on you are worth it. If you understand that you are worth it, you'll do the work.
You do the work.
Worth is more powerful than work. I do what I do because I'm worth it. I invest in me because I'm worth it. No one is going to invest in someone that don't invest in themselves.
They won't. They won't.
They won't do it. And you know something? And a double-minded person is unstable.
Ooh.
If you don't have no root, I said it earlier. If you pull up a plant every day, you're never going to eat. If you pull up a tree every day, you're never going to eat. Some of you need to be rooted. Some of you don't grow because you don't stay long enough. You don't stay rooted. Some of you got 20 different coaches and still don't know nothing. But because you have no root, you just this one, you grab this one, get another one, grab this one, get somebody and be like Aretha Franklin and rock steady, baby. Let's rock steady. I just want to swing the bucket down low that everybody can get a drink. Get to that, like I said, the stamp. Stick to the envelope and don't go nowhere until delivery. We don't have no finishers now. We got a lot of starters, but we don't have no finishers. Come on, somebody. Now, I'm telling you, no. One of them.
Oh my God, that is so good. I think you kind of got paused on us at the end, but listen, I'm telling you, Dr. Jonas, with the bonus, has given you some amazing tips. Look, we didn't went over an hour. And then he said he just got warmed up. This is just walking down the red carpet, y'all. We ain't even got the rest of this stuff. Listen, I need for you to take his number down. I need for you to connect with him on all social medias, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that good juice. Connect with him. I mean, you have to feel his passion. I mean, he's here to help you. He want to help you. You know, he's saying, hey, I'm going to help you get moving. If you have someone who honestly wants to help you take your business to the next level, listen, he's here to do it for you. You got to connect with Dr. Jonas with the bonus. I am so super excited. Thank you so much for being here this amazing hour with me on Talk to Me Tuesday. Listen, I am glad that you all came here. You were meant to be here. Listen, I can't wait for you guys to come back and listen to Dr. Jonas. I mean, he gonna listen. You thought this was something? I told y'all, listen, I be bringing that good juice to y'all. I be bringing that good juice. Listen, we're going to do it. But like he said, you know what? Make sure that you connect with him. He gave you his information. He can tell you everything he got coming up and all that good juice. I am so glad that you are with us. I love you to death. Thank you for repping my magazine, Tapped In Magazine. Listen, he looks so handsome on that magazine cover. Y'all better go get that cover. Y'all better go get it. Okay, Mr. Jonas, do you have any kind of words with us for us? I'm gonna do like you said. What was it? Aretha Franklin said, "We're gonna rock steady, baby. We're gonna rock on out of here." You got anything else for us?
Yes, again, just to remind everyone that I can be reached 585-743-9547. My email is jg@jonasbonus.com. I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, any social media. You can even Google me and you'll find out way more than you might want to find out. But again, appreciate you so much, Dr. Price, for having you on this terrific Tuesday. And again, as I always say, since greatness is possible, excellence is not enough. Go for greatness, go for greatness, go for greatness. Bye-bye.